Hello, welcome back to Saturdays at Derek's. I'm Mike.
I hunger for souls.
All right, perfect. So this week was the E3 trade show. For those who don't know, it's the big electronics show that they do every year. And this year they announced a bunch of video games.
Yeah, this year is shaping up to almost be up to like 1985 standards as far as video game and movie releases. Whereas because 1985 was like a huge year for like shit we love, and like this year has been a huge year for shit we love.
Yeah,
great movies and awesome video game announcements, and it's being really expensive.
Yes. Yes, it has. So I am very thankful for the ability to pre-order stuff.
Yeah.
So I can pay $20 now and then not have to bat the full 60 when it actually gets released.
Mm-hmm.
So that's helpful because yeah, it's gonna be kind of a fucker of a year as far as games go.
Yeah.
At the same time, it's nice to kind of be in a position where I can afford to get into gaming again.
Yeah. It's
because financially it's been a little bit of a bitch for a little bit of a long time.
Yeah, I'm kind of at that stage now myself. Mostly because we own this beautiful, luxurious studio of a house.
Yeah. On the upside, you have a best friend that doesn't have quite your financial burdens, so you can take advantage.
Yeah.
But anyway,
it's been nice.
Anyway, so we should move on because we've only got 15 minutes.
Yeah, no, there was a really cool. Do you want to start with the really cool stuff, or do you want to start with the kind of cool stuff?
Well, let's just go from the top of your list and roll down.
Okay. Well, the coolest thing, the thing that got us the most excited, was something we talked about last week. Fallout 4.
I think it was the week before last.
Oh, yeah, the week before last. Yes. Yeah, last week was all death.
Yeah.
Death and then disappointment.
Yes. Yeah. Well, death and corporate raping. So anyway.
But yeah, they show some really cool stuff with the Fallout 4 stuff. The character creator.
Yeah.
You can point at what part of your face you want to change, and it changes.
Just kind of, it's like a grip. You just grab it and move it around,
yeah, and you can push
instead of having to try and
change,
run sliders back and forth.
Change different aspects. Yeah, it's kind of similar to what they did with the Sims 4 as far as the character creator goes, where it's you point out what you want to change and you can change it.
Yeah, no, it's a very cool system.
But even cooler than that, something that makes me freaking salivate was the crafting system.
Yes, the ability to change damn near everything in the game is really exciting. And like you said, I hope they do a 2-player cooperative.
Yeah, you not only build weapons and gear, but you build houses, and then you not only build houses, but you build entire communities, and people will move in.
Yeah, and you build like defensive systems around your community and all that stuff. And again, the one thing I got to complain about is one thing I've always had to complain about the Fallout games. Why the fuck can't I have a vehicle? Because vehicles in that modification system would be great.
There was a flying vehicle, so there's hope that there's going to be something. I mean,
some ground vehicles.
Yeah.
Bikes, cars, trucks.
Yeah. Even if it's just a floating vehicle, that would be cool.
Oh, well, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the crafting system is a game in and of itself. That's on top of a probably hugely vast role-playing games, open world role-playing game system.
Yeah.
Which this game is gonna frickin' rock.
Yeah. Now apparently people have been getting bitchy about the graphics.
Yeah, fuck those people.
Fuck them right in their stupid asses. No, the graphics. I don't hate the graphics. They're not as sweet as like in the Doom trailer we watched, but for the size and scope of the world, the colors are much nicer and a lot more diverse than they were in Fallout 3, and the textures are a lot smoother. I mean, it does look much better than the previous game, and frankly, for the quality of the storytelling and the gameplay, I don't know how much you could really bitch about the graphics being.
I mean, the dog looks good.
Not amazing.
The models of the characters all look good.
Yeah.
The only problem I've ever had with Bethesda games graphically is, like you said,
the color palette.
Well, no, I meant the floaty nature of the animations.
Yeah, that weird thing where like your character doesn't seem to quite be on the surface of the ground, but just floating millimeters above it and moving their legs back and forth and just sort of.
And there doesn't seem to be. There never feels to be any real weight when you're moving around, and that's more of a control issue than.
Yeah, the physics kind of felt weird in previous games.
I mean, it's not as bad as like Grand Theft Auto, where you're trying to walk around and all of a sudden you're trying to turn and you're just going around something, but it feels a little floaty.
Like trying to get into cars and stuff. But for the most, super excited about Fallout 4. It looks great to me. I'm excited about the new innovative stuff they've added into it. And I can't wait for it to come out. And it's on the fucking pre-order list.
Yeah, and I can't wait for it to actually get passed on to the next Elder Scrolls game.
Yes.
And maybe an update, Elder Scrolls Online, where we can have houses. Just a thought.
Yeah.
Bethesda.
No, and it's probably coming. But anyway, let's move on to the next game.
Star Wars Battlefront. We got 2 gameplay trailers.
Yeah. And we've already gushed the shit out of this
co-op.
But yeah, the gameplay looks great. It looks like it's a ton of fun, real fast, real smooth, beautiful graphics. Just amazing.
I did read some complaints from people who did have some gameplay with it, where after 20 minutes they were starting to feel a little bit bored because there was some, not necessarily spawn camping, but near spawn sniping going on. And they felt that it hadn't advanced the game up to current standards. It felt like they had basically given old Star Wars Battlefront a new graphical update.
Yeah.
And they were kind of disappointed that there was, so far as we know, no space combat.
Right, but again, that could be DLC.
Yeah,
and or an entirely separate game. I would not kick a new X-wing TIE fighter out of bed.
No, and that was the other problem that they had, is that because EA is in charge of it, there's going to be a lot of microtransaction stuff involved.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, if we can get a good co-op game with good gameplay, we'll be happy.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And you know, that whole spawn camping thing would be as simple as when you spawn in, you ghost for 15 seconds.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be hard
to give you a little bit of a chance to get into the crevices.
Just get away from the area that the snipers are all focusing on.
Yeah.
You know, get some cover and get the hell out of that the spawn zone. Anyway, next game.
We already kind of mentioned it. Doom.
Yes, Doom. I loved Doom in, like, what was it, 92, 93?
Yeah.
Doom 2 was great. I have dug the Doom franchise. I was a little bit worried about this. Like, they were just dredging it up, dusting it off to try and make money, but it looks fucking awesome.
Yeah, very pretty.
The graphics are nice. They didn't hold anything back with the freaky, scary, gory shit. Because it is a
when
gateway
you get
to
up
hell.
Close and you grab people and you can break parts of their bodies and shit.
Oh yeah, like where you take a leg and twist it and fold the guy in half,
kick himself in the face.
Yeah. That did just amazing.
There was one where
brilliant shit
where you grabbed the top of the head and the jaw and you ripped the jaw off and threw him off to the side.
Or when the undead skeletal dude was on top of you, just beating the fucking dog out of you.
Your own arm off and then beat you with your own arm.
Just some amazing shit. I'm definitely looking forward to that.
Yeah, I definitely want to check that out.
You know, although the teddy bear gun seems a little weird, but I'll go with it.
I think that was a Fallout.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that
was
Fallout.
Sure?
Yeah.
I don't know. We've watched so many damn trailers today. But But yeah, it was very cool stuff. Definitely looking forward to it. If the gameplay blows, I'm going to be so pissed.
The last thing that I kind of knew about that was coming to E3 is Street Fighter 5, and then we've got a couple of things where I didn't know anything about it.
Right. Yeah, Street Fighter. I like the Street Fighter games. I have never been a fan of cell shading graphics. When they brought cell shading graphics out, I don't even remember what the hell the name of the game was. But I remember they used to use it on some of like the X-Men or Marvel games, and their cutscenes were cell shaded. I hated that. I do not like cell shading graphics. They look fake and lazy and cartoony, and they're unarticulated. When you're talking to a guy and his hands look like fucking squared off mittens, kiss my ass. Those are not good fucking graphics. Those are shit graphics. Now I will say
a lot better.
I will say
the last 10 years
that the cell shading in Street Fighter 5 actually looks a lot better. It feels kind of like an extension from the very cartoonish, artistic way that Street Fighter had always been in its earlier iterations. It actually feels like an organic move to go into cell shading for this. And the cell shading's a lot more dynamic and a lot more detailed.
Yeah.
And now it actually looks like they're honest shadows. There's still a little fakiness to it, but it's forgivable because it's Street Fighter and it's kind of supposed to look cartoony.
One of the biggest problems with old cell shading is that no matter where your camera was, the lines were always kind of like the same thickness. So if you got kind of far away, the lines really made the characters look really blocky.
Yeah.
I kind of like cell shading for the most part because it allows you to get that cartoon look.
Yeah. And
you know,
I just feel that this is the first cell shaded game that I've seen that I don't completely fucking despise.
When it's done right, I enjoy it. I've seen some really shitty examples of cell shading, and I have seen some uses of it where it was used out of laziness. You know, or out of this is what's popular right now, so we're just gonna throw it on there.
Yeah.
But if it's done right, I like cell shading. Like I liked it on Borderlands. I liked it for the most part on Wind Waker. And I liked it on the last couple Street Fighter titles. I'm looking forward to it. I love Street Fighter. New characters are cool. I really like Street Fighter 4.
And classic characters.
Although I didn't like Street Fighter 4 as much as I liked Capcom versus Marvel. 3. So here's hoping there's a number 4 of that coming someday soon.
Hey, if they've got the license, I'm sure they'll throw new skins on it.
Things I didn't know about, but made me kind of go, oh, that's interesting. Tony Hawk has a new game coming out.
Oh, yeah, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5?
Yeah, I'm not sure they even had a number. But
no, I think it was 5.
But yeah,
I could be wrong. It's the still graphics that I picked up, so I hope I'm right.
Yeah. It looks like a Tony Hawk game. I mean,
it does. It looks like Tony Hawk Pro Skater with really good graphics, and if the gameplay is as fun as it was back in the day. I remember when the original demo for Tony Hawk Pro Skater came out, and we would play that shit for hours and hours and hours. You were stuck in one fucking warehouse with a half pipe, and that was it. But it was just so much fun to try to out high score your friends. It was cool, and I bought into a lot of those, and I think, unfortunately, the Tony Hawk franchise name got kind of tarnished with Ride, but, you know.
And it's a shame, because Ride was such a cool concept of being able to have something that feels like
that skateboard peripheral for it.
It's just a shame that it fell flat.
Yeah. It is. So it should be fun, but, you know.
Even more surprising was the announcement of a new Mass Effect, because I had heard that the trilogy was going to be it.
Yeah, I thought it was done, but apparently it made a whole lot of money, and some executive went, what the fuck do you mean we're not doing more of them?
Which, you know,
you need to get cracking on that shit, son.
It's a very executive thing to say. So
It is. It is. Well, no, I'm sure there were words like synergy and shit thrown around the room,
Yeah.
but you know. Anyway,
whoever came up with this idea has an opportunity.
Yes. It's not a failure, it's an opportunity.
Yes. So that's pretty cool. It doesn't sound like it's going to involve Sam Shepard, so maybe that's what they were talking about, where that whole deal.
Yeah, where it's just in that universe, but a different group of characters.
Yeah. And then on kind of there's a couple of things on kind of a technical standpoint. Xbox has announced that they're going to be backwards compatible.
Yeah, not
most games.
Not with everything. Apparently, there's only about 100 of them right now. But it's, yeah, I don't know. I like the idea. I like that they took the time to build an emulator so you can still play your old games, and you don't have to have your old system. I think that serves a couple of different things. You know, one, people will be more willing to trade in their Xbox 360s to get an Xbox One, and Microsoft needs to move units on that thing because they're definitely lagging behind on this generation. The other thing is, again, it's enticing people to buy the Xbox One, just by the prospect of, well, I can buy the Xbox One and then I can go out and I can buy used 360 games and be able to play them on this system, and I'll be able to play games.
Yeah, you have
cheaper.
You kind of have to check to see.
Yeah, it's like the Xbox 360 being backwards compatible to the original Xbox. There was only a certain list of games that you could do that with, but it sounds like Microsoft will be willing to take requests. If enough people ask for a particular title, then they will set up the emulation.
Some of it will have to do with licensing and stuff as well. So
yeah, they're going to have to okay it with developers and stuff, and probably make.
And here's hoping that Sony follows suit with it. I mean, they've already kind of done it, but it's a pay service, so that's kind of disappointing.
Yeah. And it would be nice, and if it works out well for Xbox, they, may very well do it. Who knows? They could have it in development right now.
Yeah. But either way, we are out of our time. So
right?
It's been a swell time.
That sad moment is back again, and we have to go, and we're very sorry. But we love you both.
Yeah, we love all one of you.
So we'll be back next week with more bullshit from the middle-aged set, who, the man boys that can't grow up are always thinking of you. Have a good week, and if it starts to chafe, stop touching it.
Doodles.